It's another video, and thank you so much to NordVPN for sponsoring this one. Today we're looking at perhaps our most unhinged bad boy yet. It's Lex Luthor from Batman v Superman: Dawn of Justice. One of the most iconic supervillains of all time, Lex Luthor is a suave, calculating business magnate with a mean chrome dome. Or at least that's what he used to be. Now you're stuck with this guy. Oh no, wait, there he is. Well, I'm sold.
Take a bucket of piss and call it Granny's peach tea.
Now a frenetic tech guru, it's a reimagining of Lex Luthor delivered to us by Jesse Eisenberg, and he's more annoying than ever. He's gained a bit of confidence, but all that's done is ramp up the neurotic shtick to 11.
No, what am I? What was I saying?
On to other characters you may or may not recognize. There's this guy, who they're calling Batman. The first time we see him, he's on a murderous rampage and he's using guns to do it. But don't start tearing up your comic books just yet.
The goddamn Gotham Bat thing.
Because he's only taking such drastic action to survive this hellish possible future. Our boy wouldn't really betray his principles unless absolutely necessary, right? Oh, so after a maybe vision of the future within a dream, naturally Batman dedicates his life to killing Superman, himself a brooding, grim pessimist. He's furious at Batman for taking the law into his own hands while acting like a law unto himself.
The bat is dead. Bury it.
To be honest, it wouldn't surprise me if Clark's current mental trajectory led him to this outcome.
I'll take you in without breaking you, which is more than you deserve.
Who the hell are these people? There's also some old lady hanging around, and the Kryptonian subwoofer is at least a character I can recognize. This variant of Lex has been stripped of his more cunning qualities while retaining his classic egotistical motivations, driven by his jealousy of Superman and his lust for recognition and power.
And now God bends to my will.
But now he lacks the mental faculties to achieve anything meaningful.
That is a three-syllable word for any thought too big for little minds.
Deploying a range of half measures in pursuit of unclear objectives, I'm not even sure Lex knows what he wants.
We cannot proceed without a carefully constructed outline.
Perhaps he merely strives to elevate himself to the status of a mischievous god, sowing chaos and disorder in a desperate attempt to make himself relevant.
Horus, Apollo, Jehovah, Kal-El.
More the Joker or the Riddler, but now with daddy issues.
No man in the sky intervened when I was a boy to deliver me from Daddy's fists and abominations.
Maybe one day Dad'll come back if I just keep everything the same.
Delivering rambling monologues and unloading his psychological baggage on anyone unlucky enough to be around.
Bittersweet pain among men is having knowledge with no power, because that is paradoxical, and
His convoluted scheme standing in for the mental health treatment he so desperately needs.
Commit to a strict daily regime of meditation and mental exercise.
Obviously, all of this isn't much of a recipe for personal success. The only excuse I can offer him is that perhaps he's subconsciously getting revenge on Daddy by driving LexCorp into the ground. Point 1. Lex attempts to tarnish Superman's image, ends up heavily incriminating himself. The first stage of Lex's plan is to frame Superman for murder and or just make him look really bad. So he starts by sending his man to sabotage Lois's meeting with the Warlord, killing a bunch of henchmen in an effort to pin it all on Superman. So Superman is killing people with guns now too? Or was Lex trying to suggest Superman maliciously redirected some incoming bullets with his pecs or something? Because that is not how Superman usually kills people. But the worst part, all of these bullets were for some reason custom Luthor specials, using metal that was directly traceable back to LexCorp.
LexCorp.
He then adds to the confusion by paying off this lady to make a bunch of vague assertions.
He came down, then came fire.
Her testimony failing to deliver anything that sticks, but it does create another loose end for Lex to tie up blatantly in public. Are there cameras around here, or? Lex then blows up a Senate hearing, apparently as a way of diminishing Superman's godhood, because if he did this to try and frame him, that would be pretty silly. What is he, suicide bomber man now? Killing two birds with one stone, he's also getting revenge on the senator for blocking his import license. When she's been busy with her campaign to diminish Superman's influence and power, I would have thought Lex would want to keep this lady around. Note he was also silly enough to try and get legal clearance for importing importing the kryptonite when he already had a means of bringing it in illegally. He's lucky the government didn't appropriate it. It's like the guy wants to put himself on the radar. Since this explosion obviously wasn't Superman's doing, someone had to have smuggled this bomb in. Maybe the guy who has established beef with Superman, rolling in his brand new state-of-the-art wheelchair, again constructed using metal that is easily traceable back to LexCorp.
The wheelchair and the bullet from the desert were made from the same metal.
Surely a standard electric wheelchair would have sufficed. And I'm sure there's police records showing who bailed this guy out. Not to mention there is at least one surviving witness. Who exactly does he think this will all get pinned on? His notable absence making Lex the prime suspect, pointlessly killing his loyal subordinate as some half-assed means of redirecting blame. Even the media absolves Superman almost immediately.
Capitol Police are confirming to CNN that the suspected bomber is Wallace Vernon Keefe.
All we're left with is a trail of incriminating evidence that leads directly back to LexCorp and Luthor. Does he realize the kind of heat this terrorist attack will bring down on him? Though that pales in comparison to the attention he's about to draw. Point 2. Lex tries to force Batman and Superman into a ruckus, making himself powerful enemies for no good reason. So this is where Lex's plan becomes downright juvenile. He's like a previously bullied nerd getting revenge by making the two popular tough guys fight each other, and if you don't, he'll do your mum. Lex's apparent goal to either tarnish Superman by forcing him to kill Batman or to be rid of Superman entirely. Though at this stage, who can really be sure of anything?
Now the cameras are waiting at your ship for the world to see the holes in the holy. Yes, the Almighty comes clean about how dirty he is when it counts. To save Martha.
Our heroes are seemingly on a collision course with each other, but to say Luthor is the puppet master behind these events would be giving him far too much credit. He's just kind of there, crazying up the place.
Perhaps we should have the doctor run a neurological scan.
Stepping in to take credit for tension that was already building. Batman decided to blame an alien invasion on the guy who defended us against it.
That son of a bitch brought the war to us.
And now he wants revenge for the carnage wrought by Superman and Zod, while creating some reckless carnage of his own. Lex seems to think he pushed Batman over the edge by scribbling a few notes on some return checks, but Bruce didn't see them until he was already well committed. Along the way, he invites Diana, Bruce, and Clark to his charity soiree, knowing full well who all of them are, telling the superpowered journalist his R&D is probably worth investigating.
My R&D is up to all sorts of no good.
And giving Bruce an opportunity to steal his info. So guys, make sure you keep your information secure by using NordVPN. A virtual private network creates an encrypted tunnel for your data and maintains your privacy online, protecting you from hackers, data breaches, malware, and third-party monitoring. A VPN is an absolute essential for browsing the modern internet, especially if you're using vulnerable public Wi-Fi. NordVPN is a full internet security solution. With just one account, you can protect up to 6 devices at the same time. But NordVPN goes well beyond internet security, offering a range of other useful features. You'll avoid bandwidth throttling, bypass censorship, and even get around regional restrictions on Netflix and other streaming services, opening up a range of new entertainment libraries. If online gaming is your thing, you can enjoy the benefits of NordVPN without affecting latency. Other services on offer are NordPass, a secure password manager, and NordLocker, secure cloud storage. Consider bundling these apps with NordVPN and you'll receive a discounted rate. So guys, if you're ready to lock down your internet activity, go to nordvpn.com/MediaZealot or use coupon code MediaZealot to get 70% off the 2-year plan, plus 1 additional month free for only $3.56 a month. And if you're not completely satisfied, you'll have the benefit of a 30-day money-back guarantee. So thanks to Lex failing to protect his data, Batman eventually yoinks his kryptonite, which he later pretends was all part of the plan.
I gave the Bat a fighting chance to do it, but he was not strong enough.
But if that were really true, why didn't he just lose it to him on the pier before he locked it away at HQ? To me, it just seems like an excuse for LexCorp's woeful lack of security. Though Lex does deserve some credit for nudging Clark into sorting out the Bat and giving him the final push he needed to engage in this conflict.
If you kill the Bat, Martha lives.
He's the most powerful being on Earth. He's already having a moral crisis, and now you're gonna do his mum and girlfriend like this? This guy must really have a death wish.
You should not pick a fight with this person.
But this entire endeavor relies on our superheroes not doing the logical thing and saving the victim like they do every other day. If Superman can catch a screaming Lois within seconds of falling, he could obviously do something similar to rescue his mum. This plan also relies on our heroes never talking to each other, which is naturally the first thing Superman tries to do. Luckily for Lex, Batman is still super grumpy with Clark, so it doesn't immediately stick. But perhaps Lex's most serious error is failing to anticipate that both of them having mums named Martha would immediately end Batman's movie-long murderous obsession with killing Superman.
Why did you say that name?
Oh no, wait, no one could predict that kind of bullshit.
That is an entirely implausible plot development.
Batman seems to have lowered his maturity level to align with that of Luthor's. I can imagine this might be something that would diffuse hostilities in a schoolyard.
That is silly.
What is this guy, 8 years old? Okay, this revelation obviously showed Bruce that Clark is more human than he gave him credit for. Martha was the last word of his father. He realized he was becoming what he hates. I don't care.
The magical thinking of orphan boys.
So with the latest stage of his plan an abysmal failure, Lex hasn't managed to accomplish much other than to draw the ire of the world's most powerful authorities. And if you thought the backup plan to deal with this outcome was any better, well, you'd be wrong. Point 3. Lex recklessly creates a powerful, uncontrollable superweapon. So while Bat and Soup were having fisticuffs, Lex has been busy brewing up an abomination using Zod's body and his own blood. But just because Lex's DNA has been thrown in the mix doesn't mean this guy is going to listen to his maker. In fact, if Superman hadn't survived his encounter with Batman, Lex would have been dead immediately. To call this plan reckless would be an understatement. I'm beginning to think this whole thing was just a veiled suicide attempt.
Thank you for coming.
Seemingly part of his god role-playing, Lex wants to sock it to those meta beings by creating a completely new one at least as powerful as Superman. That'll show him.
I don't know how to lose.
And he didn't even try to use the Kryptonian technology to make himself superpowered. Seems like a massive missed opportunity for someone with his level of jealousy and narcissism. He should have at least tried to copy the Kryptonian database. That would have assured LexCorp's domination.
The Kryptonian archive contains knowledge from 100,000 different worlds.
And let's not breeze past the fact that Kryptonian stupidity continues even after their total defeat.
Other breaking news. Water. Wet.
They've got fingerprint scanners on their ship that are inferior to current human technology, and the computer grants full control to Lex using a pen drive. It even allows him to contravene Kryptonian law.
Action forbidden.
And where is the Council of Krypton?
Destroyed, sir.
Then proceed.
Very well.
I think a Kryptonian sequel video could be in order.
We are now slave to the
Doomsday.
Why did you say that name?
You let your family die!
So Lex unleashes a rampaging, nearly unstoppable monster onto Metropolis. And he started this process after he lost possession of the only thing capable of defeating it, with no apparent contingency plan for dealing with Doomsday if it actually managed to kill Superman and the other cool kids. How the hell are you planning on stopping this creature? What, you think you can bamboozle this thing into submission?
I don't know! I would not let them tell me!
Assuming Lex survives with no customers left, he would stand to lose everything he currently possesses.
Dying in the gutter. For no reason at all.
I guess he's happy to be king of the ashes.
Okay.
But miraculously, Lex does get some kind of win when both Superman and Doomsday kill each other off. though we learned too late that keeping Superman around was in everyone's best interest. So with a conspicuous trail of evidence left in his wake, Lex predictably ends up in jail. More unhinged than ever, the Bat ships him off to Arkham Asylum, and even his modest win gets overturned once Superman is resurrected, though he does manage to somehow gain a new lease on life in a random end credit sequence in Justice League. But I'd say that's only fitting, since that's probably the last we'll ever see of him. Thanks for watching, subscribe for the wubs, and don't forget to love Martha.